Hi, my name is Victor. I am the resident restaurant consultant for Waiterio. I am here to help you build a successful restaurant. Today, I'll talk to you about one of the scariest and most difficult topics to tackle in a restaurant: customer service. If you don't offer exceptional customer service at your restaurant, it's a matter of time before you notice the consequences. That's why I'll share with you 10 simple steps you can follow to improve customer service in your restaurant. Let's begin. Customer service is vital in any company. Offering good customer service is crucial. Why? Simply because nowadays a bad online reputation or a bad review can have a great impact on the success of your restaurant. That's why it's very important to be mindful and careful with customer service in your restaurant. But don't worry, because like every process in your restaurant, customer service can be optimized if you follow the right steps. The first step is to study the customer service process. Studying the customer service of your restaurant is the first step because it will help you identify the weaknesses that you must work on. To do this effectively, start by studying your restaurant's current process. Take notes and create a flowchart with each step your staff and customers take when starting the service. This is an example. Your customers enter the restaurant. The host, hostess, or waiter accommodates them at a table. The waiter offers the menu. The waiter applies a service script or subtle upselling techniques. The waiter writes down the order. The waiter offers complimentary drinks or dishes. The waiter brings the order to the table. The waiter is attentive to the needs of the customers while they eat. The waiter brings the bill. Clients pay and leave. By studying each of these steps, you will be able to know which areas you should improve. For example, you can improve the reception of customers, the upselling techniques, improve the way waiters interact with customers once the order is at the table, and more. The second step is to create plans for each scenario. Creating plans is a great idea so your waiters know how to deal with every situation that comes their way. Never should your waiters improvise when faced with a negative scenario, or worse, act unprofessionally or emotionally. To avoid this, you should create plans for common situations such as a customer complains about the food, that a client requests a change of dish at the last minute, that a customer is intoxicated when entering the restaurant, aggression from a customer to a waiter, and more. There is always a way to deal with these situations, so you will need to create solutions for each one, with steps, and train your staff to implement these plans with or without you. Of course, no matter how much you plan, there will always be unique situations that require your immediate attention and good problem-solving skills. The third step is to train your staff in sales. Training your staff is vital in different ways, and in the case of customer service, it's no different. You must make sure that each of the waiters is properly trained to respond correctly to different scenarios, to apply plans, upselling, customer retention strategies, and more. All this will improve the quality of the service, especially if your current strategy is just smile and say yes to everything. No judging, but you would be surprised at how many restaurants work that way. The fourth step is to take time to answer online reviews. Neglecting the online reputation of your business is a mistake that can cost you its success. Therefore, paying attention to what is said about your restaurant online is a good way to improve or adjust your customer service strategy. You should pay attention to sites like TripAdvisor, Yelp, Google My Business, Facebook, and more. Also, you can solve problems, offer solutions to customers, and try to create a better online reputation, which will surely benefit your restaurant. The fifth step is making sure to apply the motto, "The customer is always right, but sometimes they are not." I've never agreed that the customer is always right, and maybe neither do you. However, most of the time you will have to apply this motto and agree with your clients. Why? Because maintaining a good reputation is more important than having a customer take advantage of this motto to be toxic or negative on purpose. Regardless of whether they are right or not, their opinion will influence more people in a negative way. This will translate to fewer customers, and you can't let that happen. The most important thing to apply this motto in your business is to train your staff to always have a good disposition and to control their emotions. However, you should always be aware of what's happening in your restaurant, and if the situation requires it, that you support your staff instead of your customers. Why am I saying this? simply because sometimes it's better to lose a few clients than to lose the trust of your staff by being unfair. The sixth step is to understand that customer service is not just face to face. Nowadays, customer service involves different channels. Therefore, you should make sure that all the channels you use and the people in charge of them always strive to offer the best customer service. For example, if you receive calls at your restaurant, you have to make sure that the person receiving the calls is trained to offer the best service. If you have a community manager in charge of your restaurant's social media, you should make sure that they also answer doubts, questions, and more to satisfy your customers. As I said, this should apply to all channels that are in contact with your customers. That includes text messages, different chats, WhatsApp, emails, and more. Step number 7 is to optimize the restaurant areas that are open to customers. The bathroom, terraces, corridors, tables, and more are part of the service of your restaurant. Everything should be impeccable. There should be safety signs. Everything should be comfortable and easy to use. And everything should work. Basically, you have to make sure that your customers are comfortable in any part of your restaurant that they have access to. This also includes providing accessibility for people using wheelchairs, booster seats for children, braille menus, and more. This will help you optimize the service of your restaurant and to erase friction points for your new customers. Step number 8 is to establish rules for customers in your restaurant. Something very few videos like this mention, especially those that promote the absolute use of the customer is always right, are the rules that customers must follow in your restaurant. Although it is rare, it's highly recommended that you encourage your customers to behave. Unfortunately, this cannot always be expected of all customers. In those cases, the reputation of your restaurant is at stake, especially if those customers who do not follow the rules are affecting the comfort of your other customers. Simple rules like maintain conversations in a sufficient tone, avoid swearing loudly, avoid being intoxicated on the premises, don't discriminate against other customers, and more rules can make your restaurant a much more comfortable place for all your customers. You must remember that social media has not only empowered negative customers, but they have also empowered good customers. They will be there to defend you if toxic diners want to tarnish your restaurant's name because you wanted to enforce those rules. Step number 9 is to establish a conversation with customers. Interacting with your customers is very beneficial for the service. However, you must take this to the next level and integrate customer feedback into your service. How? Accepting suggestions, complaints, and implementing solutions. You can do this in many ways, but my favorites are: train your waiters to ask questions at the end of the service. Something subtle like, "How was the service?" is enough. It's not a good idea to ask 20 questions about the service, as this will be annoying for your customers. The second method is to create a survey card with 2 questions and have your waiters deliver them at the end of the service along with the bill. The 2 questions should be something like, "How was the service?" and "Do you have any suggestions to improve our service?" These 2 questions are simple and quick to answer, and they will help you a lot to identify common errors and problems in your service. This is enough to establish a conversation with your customers. Still, you can use other methods, like social media polls, longer surveys, and more. Step number 10 is to treat your regular customers well. Regular customers are the ones who will spend the most money on your business. A widely accepted idea is that it is more expensive to attract new customers than it is to keep and satisfy regular customers. That's why you must apply customer retention strategies. They can be as simple as remembering their faces and names, remembering their preferences, offering them discounts and coupons, offering them free dishes and drinks, getting their contacts and sending them notifications of promotions and events, and much more. Many companies invest a lot of money in retention strategies, but when it comes to restaurants, simple attention to detail will make a big difference. Offering good customer service can be the difference between having a restaurant that easily retains customers and a restaurant that's failing to satisfy a big percentage of its clients. Have you followed any of these steps in your restaurant? Let us know in the comments. If you like this type of content and you find it useful, leave us a like and subscribe. We'll be creating more videos like this to help you build a successful restaurant. Also, that way you can help us help more people like you who want to improve their businesses. Until next time.